Welcome to Meaningful Mornings. The first concert that I ever went to, live concert, was Michael Jackson. It was 1985. I was 4 years old. Questionable parents, but I was there. I remember the lights and the sound. The biggest live concert I've ever been to was with 500,000 people. It was called SARS Stock. And one of the bands that played there was AC/DC. And one of the songs of theirs that I like is called Who Made Who? Who made who? In our culture, we don't have a clear word for donating. We don't have a clear word for volunteering. Donating cannot be defined as dana. Dana means generosity. Volunteering cannot be defined as seva. Seva means service. That's a lifestyle. One of the most frustrating facets of my lifestyle, the vocation that I've chosen, is when people feel like they're helping Chinmaya Mission or the society or God, instead of realizing it is God, society, Chinmaya Mission that is helping them. That is one of my most frustrating experiences, that one would take this sacred experience from that narrative. That would be like defining donating and serving as dana and seva. If you feel you have this narrative, please reflect lots on it. You are not helping anyone. You are being helped. You will have noticed that there's many more seekers from Kansas City who are joining us. I was there the past few days. And on Sunday night, the last program I had was a fundraiser for Chinmaya Mission Kansas City. And while I was there, we were able to raise almost $1.1 million. And everyone was excited, and they said, Vivekji, share the final thought. And I was thinking, what you just asked me to do is not the right thing at the end of this celebration. So I came up and said, I'm glad everyone is celebrating, but remember, you didn't give. The giver was Bhagwan through you. Bhagwan gave you the opportunity to give your resources for this city. People were a little bit surprised. But that's the difference between the secular narrative and the sacred, isn't it? Today we complete 121 weeks of meaningful mornings. And we have been trying to subtly reflect, to subtly refine our narrative. Who made who? When I came back from Trinidad, Shuka had the flu. And when we found that out, then Sheila and I, we discussed lots on how to adapt our schedule. And the next week, Vyasa had the flu. So 2 weeks, kids at home. So we discussed a lot about how to make ourselves more efficient with Vyasa being at home. When I left Kansas City, then a pulmonologist had told me that I have acute bronchitis. And I felt sick since Friday, and Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, now today's Tuesday. I felt and do feel extremely reflective in my sickness. I found in my sickness that I did only that which is important. I slept early, I ate less, I focused more. I have a totally different narrative of being sick now about how this can make one more sattvic, more uplifted. In my reflection, I'm sharing this with all of you. No one is born into Sanatana Dharma. No one is born a Hindu. If that were the case, it would be in your blood then, correct? That would be your blood type, your skin color. Sanatana Dharma, or popularly as Hinduism, is only when you study this. The vision, the mission, the action. And after studying it, to discipline yourself to live accordingly. Now, zooming into the study part, all of us most definitely have Srimat. Srimat means reverence towards Bhagavan's Gita. We have been studying this for more than 600 mornings. Next week, we will have completed 60% of Bhagavad Gita. And I know you feel the way I do, that it doesn't feel like we've completed 60%. That this is flowing so naturally. If I had asked all of you right now, chant 60% of Bhagavad Gita, after the first 10%, the mind would become distracted. The body would become fidgety. And this is proof again that I'm reminding you of how important meaning is. It is the meaning that moves us. Bhagavad Gita's chapter 10 is reminding us, because we already know, but reminding us that Sri Krishna is looking at all of us, and so looking after all of us. And in chapter 10 then, if you know this, the encouragement is to reciprocate the same. As you look out to feel Shri Krishna, as you feel Shri Krishna, to look after the great, the greatest as Shri Krishna. That is where you practice in an uncontrolled environment, which makes you a full-time seeker. An ashram doesn't make you a full-time seeker. Your clothing doesn't make you a full-time seeker. Your parents don't make you a full-time seeker. You make yourself a full-time seeker. Chapter 11. Shri Paramatmane Namaha. We revere Shri Krishna, the expression of divinity. Atha Ekadasho Dhyayaha. We commence the 11th chapter. Arjuna Uvacha. Prince Arjuna said, this is what we're thinking. Mad anugrahaya paramam guhyam adhyatma samnitam yatva yoktam vachastena mohoyam vigato mama. Prince Arjuna has come to know a lot. He's come to know from Sri Krishna there is Anugraha, which means grace, paramam, of the highest order. I have shared with all of you before why Bhagwan Narayana has taken the avatara, and I'm saying avatara. There's a new movie coming out. Here's how you pronounce it. Avatar. I'm going to say it again in case the Wi-Fi is not clear. Avatar. Why this avatara has happened is just to bless. There is no other purpose. All other purpose is logical. Guhyam adhyatma samnitam. How this has been facilitated is by you helping me to know who I am. Guhya means the deepest. Adhyatma, relating to the spirit. You have taught me that which is the deepest, which is the spirit. That which is not flimsy, flaky, and so on. As long as we do not know the spirit, we will be restless. And as soon as we come to know the spirit even a little bit more, leave alone absolutely, we will feel that rest. Quietude of mind, stillness of intellect. Yat tvayoktam vachastena. You have shared this grace with me through words, through teachings. And the lovely implication of this is that Sri Krishna has given Prince Arjuna nothing materially. We have this notion of someone helping another is through materials. But he's given him nothing materially, nothing about being more skills oriented. He has taught him that he is happiness. I was sharing while I was in Kansas City that it's so easy to raise funds for a mandir because everything is material. The malas are material, the murtis are material, the arti is material. But when we have a discourse series, all that is shared with you is words on happiness. But our minds are too habituated to the gross. If I don't get a material, I don't support that. But here, look at Bhagavad Gita. No material has been given. And that's our training to make our minds subtle, that this is what's important, and to support accordingly. And most beautifully, moho yam vigata mama. Do you remember Prince Arjuna from chapter 1? Now he's changed in chapter 11. He is no longer deluded, which really means he feels less separate. He felt he's separate from the Pandavas, from the Kauravas. Now he feels he's less of an individual. And this transition from individuality to instrument is most clear in this chapter. I'm very excited that we've reached this far. Verse 2. Bhavapyayau hi bhutanam shudau vistarasho maya tvatta kamala patraksha mahatmyam api chavyayam. The first line is sharing. I'll read the translation and give you the implication. The origin and destruction of beings, verily, have been heard by me in detail from you. Prince Arjuna is acknowledging, you have taught me to shift from sight to vision, to move from the great to the greatest, and then beyond. And this is so clear because now, see how he's describing Sri Krishna. No longer just by a childhood name, he says, Twata Kamalapatraksha, you taught me this. Who are you? The one who is lotus-eyed. Do you think Prince Arjuna is concerned about how Sri Krishna's eyes look on this battlefield right now? The implication of this is Prince Arjuna is reflecting on where did the greatest come from? And he's now feeling it is God. And who is God? Sri Krishna is God. Kamala Patraksha, I don't know why we interpret it as the one who has beautiful eyes. And so if you don't have beautiful eyes, you can't be God then. The implication here is the one with beautiful eyes doesn't use them for sight, but uses them for vision, that more important than diversity is unity. Mahatmyam api chavyayam. You are beyond the great and the greatest. And the final thought, and I will review more of two tomorrow. Prince Arjuna is done living as a part-time seeker. In this chapter, in this verse, he becomes a mumukshu. His only purpose now is, how do I become Sri Krishna? How do I rediscover divinity? This is a most inspiring beginning portion and this entire chapter. From inspiration to application, your recent application was to share 3 reasons on why you are stuck in diversity and unable to tune into unity. A reason that I reflected on was we are comfortable in this individual home. This is called an individual home. This is called a family home. An ashram is called a community home. We are comfortable in this individual home. This individual home is diverse from the next individual home, correct? So that's why we don't want to come out of this comfort zone. And I had shared with all of our Devis on Sunday night, they had asked, what is our Ram, our reflection adventure of the month? And I said, choose discomfort and make it comfortable. Choose discomfort and make it comfortable. Here's your application for this morning. I want you to take this more seriously. I want you to write on our website how you would feel if on Wednesday, December 21st, you no longer ever had access to Bhagavad Gita. On Wednesday, December 21st, you no longer ever had access to meaningful mornings. I want you to write how you would feel. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Be safe, be sound, be serene, be joy.